One of the values we profess is the value of proper education. And today it is crystal clear that some people see the teaching profession as a profession, not even a vocation. To teach is not really a profession, it is a vocation. It is a passion that can be turned into a profession, such that as you are doing what you love doing, you now get paid doing it. So to teach in school, especially the nursery, the primary, and the secondary, is not a profession. It is a passion. It is a calling. It is a vocation for you. Vocation means calling. Passion, what you love doing. Then profession, what now gives you money. But today it is crystal clear that teachers are more interested in what comes out of the teaching profession, such that if they don't get it, they can easily switch jobs to get to a place where they are paid well and then they are comfortable with that. Of course, I'm not saying that teachers should not be paid well. Teachers are those that should be paid more than any other profession because they are the ones that build society. And whereas our society is still getting to that place where teachers are valued, we will still not throw away the value of teaching, of proper education. Another point to add to this is teachers should know that as you are teaching, try to show a child the application of what you are teaching in society. It's quite appalling that when you look around society today, most of the things you see, those who really did it, and not even those that went to school like I mean, those that went to higher institution. Look at the the 4-story building you see around. Look at the houses. Look at many of these things you see. Even the roads. Sometimes those that really do the real job there are not even those who went to university. These are the hired laborers. They know the amount of cement to measure. They know the amount of this. They know the amount of that. So they are doing this job from experience. You now begin to ask, what then is the import of people that went to school, not just to school, went to the highest of it all, to tertiary education, went to masters, went to PhD. What then is their contribution to society? Now, teachers should begin to show students. If you teach mathematics, show students where they use mathematical equations in society. Show them where they use sorts. Show them where they use differentiation. Show them where they use integration. Show them all these things. It will help a student to know the importance of what you are teaching. And as a teacher, don't always stress on examination. An exam, if I give you this, give it to me. You are simply telling the student the aim of your teaching. You have narrowed down everything to just to be about examination. What you teach is beyond examination. You are teaching a child what he or she would be in the society. Examination is not even a true test of knowledge. Yes, it is not. It simply it makes education feasible. That before you move on to the next class, it is presumed that you write something, you are given some things to write, you write them from your head, and then it is presumed that you know it, and you move on to the next class. But it doesn't guarantee that you know them. You can read them for those period of time, and when exam is over, you still forget them. So exam is not a true test of knowledge. So when you teach children, don't use the examination as your end point of what you are teaching. Take them beyond the classroom. Take them to the society. Show them where what you are teaching is applicable in society. That's why a great teacher inspires. A good teacher can explain, but a great teacher inspires. When children listen to you, even though they don't love mathematics, even though they don't love chemistry, but after listening to you, they will have in them ignited a passion for chemistry, a passion for physics, a passion for mathematics, so as that they now see where they use mathematics in society. They now see where they use physics. They now see where to apply chemistry. So as a teacher, even if you finish school, you come out to NC or BSc, keep on upgrading yourselves. Attend seminars, attend conferences to know the latest development in the field you are in. Now, and as you teach, inspire your children to love that subject the way you love it, and even more than you, so that where you end, they increase and add something to the knowledge, such that something that is being taught in 1950 cannot still be taught in 2025. People have gone into the field, they have explored it, and they have seen something new in that field. That's because the teacher inspired them to go further than the classroom. Another point to also note is this: our education system, we always complain that the issue with Nigeria is the education system. Now, our education system should begin to teach children what they should do in the society. For example, before you work in the bank, Zenith Bank or First Bank or any bank, you have to go through a period of training, and they will tell you how to behave in their own bank. You will learn their banking system. You will learn their value system. You will learn everything before you can be able to work in their own system. Now, why do we have schools? Schools are to help us to train citizens of the society how to behave. So where we train people to be able to come out into the society and behave properly is the school. So things that people should be doing in the society should be taught in the school. One example, very simple. All the while in school, I wasn't taught how to use a fire extinguisher. So supposing there is fire outbreak and there's a fire extinguisher where I am, how can I know how to use it? I still have to go and use the manual to check how to open a fire what? Extinguisher. These are simple, simple things that should be taught in the classroom. How to do this, how to do that. Even you go to a bank, how do you behave in the bank? You should be taught in the classroom. You should also be taught in the classroom. How can you pass a bill as a citizen? You write a bill, you follow through your senator or your House of First member, that the bill will get to the House of Assembly or National Assembly, where it is being read the first time, the second time, the third, before it is now passed into law. So citizens should know these things. They should also know how to contact their senators and House of Reps. They should know their place in the society. That is what school should do. It's not after school we come out again and begin to learn some things. What are we doing in school? The essence is not to label butterfly. It's not to find X. Where is finding X necessary? Where are all these things necessary? I came out of school. I said to do farming. I don't know how to plant yam. I started learning them from people that have been in the village. I didn't even go to school. And they were teaching me how to do yam, how to plant yam, how to plant rice, process it, all of these things. They didn't learn them from school. They learned them through the informal means of education. They were watching their parents do it and they learned it. And I myself, I went to a formal system of education and I came out. I don't know how to plant yam, rice, maize, so on and so forth. But I went through school. Recycling today, how to recycle dirt we see around. It should be taught in the school. So a schooling system is not just for, it doesn't exist on its own. It exists for a reason, to teach citizens how to behave. So education is not the learning of facts. It is the training of the mind to think, said by Albert Einstein. So when I go to school, it's not just go and learn some facts, some random facts and put them in my head, write them in the exam, pass them, and I'm out. You educated, you got A's. That's nonsense. Education should make me to know how to be civilized, how to behave in society, such that when I now come out with what is on ground, I can even improve on them. Because my education has given me an edge to think. But at least I know the basic things I need to do, and then how I will now improve on what I've been taught. So education should change pattern. And also, lastly, my last point is this. It's not a must that examinations must be pushed to the end of the term. So students are in the classroom, they're studying, probably towards the middle they have their text, then towards the end they have the examination. It mustn't be that it must be this way. Tests, that 100 marks, at times test might be 30 or 40, exam 70 or 60. But the test can be scattered throughout the term, such that the students will now know that it's not towards the end. If I have date for test and I'm ready for test, and I keep my books, keep doing my what I would do, keep watching movies, going for parties. Then if exams are coming again, I now enter and begin to do random cramming. memorization, so as to go and deposit them in the exam hall and come out again. Exams can be scattered throughout the term. You can surprise your students that when you enter the class, you can say, "Take out a sheet of paper, write this for me." Now, it will make them to know that they have to, after this class, when they go home, they have to read what was done that day and prepare for next class, because text might come 20 minutes before the actual class on that day. And when they know it is like this, they will not even begin to miss your classes, to dodge classes, because they wouldn't know that test you have test that day. So you mustn't be following the traditional ways of doing it. It has been done like this, let's keep on doing this. No, you can bring in ingenuity, bring in something different. The essence is to make your students love the subject, to make them read the subject, and to make them see where they will apply what they are being taught in the classroom. And once again, we value education, plus those education, we value proper education, and we are pushing it. Let teachers begin to do this. This is one of the ways we'll have a better society. Thank you. I remain Father Values, and we're simply recreating values.